Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi. Today we are doing episode 15, part 2 of Matsuri Bayashi, Writhing, which is the fake episode name. Dude, I don't know how, not to diss the subs because I'm using them, but how do you get an episode name wrong? I feel like that's like the easiest thing. But I literally know nothing, so who knows? But yeah. We've stuffed. I see that stuffed Pikachu. I will save you from having to look at that. Um, we started Matsuri Bayashi, and we're going through the Takano Bat story. I thought last episode was quite good, honestly. I think they're doing a very good job on the Bat story. So this episode should be finishing it all up. Lots of good scenes incoming. The climax of the orphanage is pretty fun. Fun. I mean, I always say fun when you know what I mean. Entertaining. I love the Hifumi getting snubbed too. That's always a good scene. Um, and yeah, we'll finish that stuff up. So good stuff incoming. So I'm excited. Let's just start the episode. No, no long intro this time. So you need your own copy of the episode. Full length reaction will sync up from a countdown of 3, and of course your handy dandy timer will be in the bottom right if you ever need to pause or you're just having trouble properly syncing up. And by the end of the episode, we will do a review slash analysis of the episode and maybe do some comparisons to the visual novel. So if you're interested in that, stick around. But yeah, let's start. Let's start this off in 3, 2, 1, go. What are we gonna talk about for this banter? Oh yeah. This is a good thing. So I kind of have a revamped take on my opinion of the music in the anime. I did make this statement before that I thought the Cheer Boys OST was better than Higurashi's anime OST. I'm gonna change that to Higurashi's is better. Mainly because of two reasons. One, I just can't listen to the Cheer Boys OST. It's like pay gated. Like there's like a couple songs on YouTube, but I can't listen to it, so I can't really say it's better. And I mean, if I needed to listen to it again, I need to watch the anime again. And let's be honest, Cheer Boys isn't good enough to rewatch. But um, and I'm just kind of up on the soundtrack a little bit. It's getting to me a bit more. It's very atmospheric. But I'm starting to enjoy it. Not to be like too down on Cheer Boys. I still think their OST is good. I just can't experience it. And in terms of like, I really like the Cheer Boy opening. I do think both of the Higurashi endings are probably better. Though I'd still think the Cheer Boys opening is probably my third favorite, like opening ending song on the channel so far, above the two openings. Maybe. I think this opening playing right now is pretty close, but I think it's more catchy. Anyways, that's all I got. We stopped at the lightning, right? Boom. No voice. Kind of mentioned the voice in the last episode, I guess. It never was like I said, it never was a plot point they expanded on, so I guess there's no real point of showing it. Maybe. Uh oh. Run! The whole chase stuff has stressed me out, dude. It's too intense. Even though you know what's gonna happen. Just hate to see it. Very odd phone booth placement, honestly. This set is on a road. Okay, so they're downplaying the miracles a bit less. We can talk about that in the analysis. In the visual novel though, just to summarize, they made it seem a lot more miraculous. That the god actively helping Mio. Though I mean, obviously you can still infer it from this, but it was way more in your face a bit in the visual novel. Spit blood. Hate this fuzzy flashback filter. Oh, was that a thing in the visual novel? I know the dad told her the number. I don't remember her remembering exactly like this though. Could be wrong though. I'm actually unsure. Could be another act of a miracle from whatever god's helping Tiny Takano. Man, this is hitting hard, honestly. I'm feeling it. Also, fun fact, I just realized I don't think I've ever used a payphone. I'm too young, dude. Don't do it. Oh, okay. This is different for sure. Wait, nope. It's not different. Oh, wait. Yes, it is different. In the visual novel, Mio ran up to the car thinking it might have been help. At least this Mio was a bit smarter. It seemed like an obvious bait. I mean, not even a bait, but. Oh, boy. Nice punch, bro. Oh, God. The Hifumi actually saving Takina. They never did show how that ended up happening. Also, I believe that Barrow. From what I remember in the visual novel, the girl was like they're filling the barrel with water while the girl was in, like beating it or something. At least from what I remember, they didn't show it. Can kind of assume though. Jesus, man. Saved. Actually saved. Okay. They never did show this in the visual novel, surprisingly. Takano just mentioned how Hofumi saved her from the orphanage. I'm honestly surprised how fast he found her. In the visual novel, I think they implied that it was like a week, a couple of days at least, because Mio was almost freaking dead or something by the time he found her. So I always thought like the orphanage got fucked after that, but it was open. It was open ended, so just my own assumption. Kind of like the idea of the orphanage being fucked. Who knows? Maybe in the future, when they grow up, they can close it down. Cute, cute naming. It's weird she changed her name there, actually. That's a difference, too. I remember in the visual novel, she changed her name to Mio instead of Miyoko after she bonded a lot more with Hifumi. But I mean, obviously, she's super grateful for him, to him for saving her. So, oh, look at Hifumi, man. He's kind of huge. Pinky promise, the strongest bond. Oh, Koizumi. Looking younger, actually. I was trying to wonder, like, is he not the same? Honestly, he kind of aged well. The only difference was his hair, really. Hmm. Uh, I mean, it probably would be if it was as big. I mean, obviously it's real, but it's not as big of a scale as he thinks. Maybe, I guess. Unless there are hidden cases in other places. The method, bro. They never did show what the method was. They actually referenced it in Higurashi. I don't think they showed it in the anime. Such hopeful music, dude. Oh man. Ooh. Oh no. At least they won't be playing Hollow. I'm pretty sure they played Hollow during this scene in the visual novel. Anything without Hollow is a nice dodge, to be honest, on the emotions. Looking good, both of them, to be honest. I like the hair clip, Mio. And her outfit looks better than the green dress. Mm. I remember the visual novel. These guys were like described kind of weird, like long beards, old, like very professor like. hmm. Uh oh. That's a Mia, tiny Takano. She looks so adorable. This was really hard to read in the visual novel, honestly. I felt so bad for Hifumi. This is a nice comeback speech too, honestly. It's unlucky. Ha 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 ha. Paid actors, man. You hate to see it. I did say how it would actually sound like a interesting book, but no disrespect. They never did explain that in the. Oh, they're showing it now. Because Koizumi directly tells Mio during their meeting when they exchanged funding. Paid actors, man. This is when the hollow music starts playing and Takano dives for the feet. Hey, this song sounds pretty good too. I liked it. Nice sad song. Oh man, I love the fragment they do in the fragment connecting where they mimic the song with present day Takano. Hopefully they show it because it's. But this is sad too. Dude, the episode's almost over. Are you kidding me? This episode honestly felt like it's only been 5 minutes. I've really been enjoying this. It also feels a lot less disjointed because of all the time jumps, so or lack of time jumps compared to the first episode. Montage time? Destructive? In the visual novel, they play like a really hype song for this. It's like a hype remix of Dear You. You might have heard it if you watch the quiz. Oh, I guess you can't watch the quiz video because that's coming out this Sunday. Dude, look at that Mio drip. What is that? Rare Mio. Mm. Kind of missed the montage, but it's also kind of a meme, to be fair. So much new Mio drip. You'll love to see it. We'll talk about the montage. I want to talk about the montage because it's such a different tone. Nice shot. That's it? Wait a minute. Oh no, there might be another scene after this. Okay, because I remember in the preview they showed the showdown or standoff between Takano and Hanyu, so they might have another post-credit scene. Good episode though. I guess we'll talk more about it after. Cause again, there might be another scene. I think I did enjoy myself more than the last episode, even though I thought that episode was good too. So, got a nice little upward trend going again. You'd love to see it. But next episode is gonna be weird, huh? That's when you start doing the fragment connecting stuff. I don't know how they'll handle that. Guess we'll have to see. I think if I had to guess, maybe they'll do it in like an order. I'd show the Mio fragments, show all the Rika fragments or whatever. Maybe like that. Although Wishi fragments. We'll explain it in the analysis. It's kind of hard to talk about if you haven't seen the visual novel. It's very funky. Yeah, this is the scene. Classic Mio drip. Shot that. And a bounce too. Ooh. That's kind of mad, huh? Jesus. Good job, good job. We'll talk about that scene. It's kind of different from the visual novel. Yeah, this looks like the fragment stuff. You damn pickle. Slightly don't get the meme. That probably would make more sense if I knew Japanese. There we go. We are done. We are done. Good episode. Good episode. Thank you for watching. Analysis time. Hello, analysis only people. Yeah, but I really enjoyed myself that episode. It went by in a flash, so it means it was really good. And I think they were pretty accurate in most of the scenes. Well, let's go over it a bit. Alright, so first off we do what the okay, sorry. Windows popped up. So we're doing the phone booth scene. So this is interesting because they're not going. Because this is slightly different from the visual novel. And like I mentioned in the reaction, in the visual novel, there's definitely like some sort of other force helping Mia. Like literally, because before the lightning strikes, literally a voice says, "Oh, you poor child." Um, but also that after that, in the visual novel, Mio finds the phone booth and she's like, "Oh my god, I can call Hifumi now." But then she's like, "Oh shit, I don't have a coin." And then the lightning literally strikes again, lighting up the phone booth for her to find the coin. So it's a lot more like direct in the message. Like, yes, she's literally being helped by some other force. Well, this one they kind of toned it down a bit. I mean, you can still kind of interpret it the same way, but it's not as direct, which is fine. I mean, like I mentioned in the reaction, it's not like this plot idea ever really got explained, like maybe in the console arts or something. Um, but yeah. Also, Mio gets captured. Again, Mio was smarter in the anime than in the visual novel, which is in the visual novel when the car was coming, Mio literally just ran up to her, was like, "Oh, help me, help me." When obviously it was the orphanage workers and they just took her back. This Mio was actually didn't just run up to the car and try to juke, but unlucky. It's hard to run against grown adults. Then they just give her a fat punch to the face. Very good scene though. Like, also when she was talking to Hifumi too. I definitely should mention that. And they just like pan down to her really beat up legs and her bloody feet. Um, that they did that pretty well with the conversation. It is a little bit more effective in the visual novel going through Takino's thoughts because she's stumbling, she's actively worrying about the phone cutting off because it's a payphone, so she only has a very limited amount of time with only a 10 yen coin. And then like when she doesn't know what to say to Hifumi, she just shouts out like from her heart, like, "Please help me," and then the phone cuts off. It was always a really strong scene, so I think they did it justice though. um okay, the climax of the orphanage stuff wasn't they didn't show much, honestly. I thought it was gonna be a lot more brutal because in the visual novel, because in the anime they kind of bring her along, you kind of hear one of them being fucked up. In the visual novel, from what I remember, I don't remember, like, no, I do remember. I might be wrong though. They bring her through the washroom. One of the girls is in like a freaking barrel, being like drowned and rolled. And then I think they actually take her to the backyard, and one of her friends are dead. So that was like super horrible. um, but it was different here. Maybe for the better. It might have been a bit too traumatic to show that. Um, Also, a difference in the anime is they actually show Hifumi rescuing Takano, because it was always left open in the visual novel. Like, my assumption was just from, so in this one it seems like only a bit, I just, you can't really tell, but for me it seems like Takano, Hifumi came fairly quickly to rescue Takano. Um, and they kind of just got her out of there. Like in my head canon, because they don't really explain the scene, I kind of just thought that Takano was in there for like a while, like at least a week or two, because it sounded like she was like literally almost dead when Hifumi rescued her, which is true in the anime. She was about to be choked to death. um, and I kind of just thought, even though there's no proof of it at all, I thought there's like the orphanage got like shut down after Hifumi found Takano. Because I assumed he had to do like a lot of research, and maybe the orphanage does get shut down, especially once Takano gets a lot of power. but but yeah, I mean, it's fine. Just totally different. They're just filling in the blanks, I guess, and it makes more sense for a story to. Honestly, I think it's actually probably good for the anime adaptation to fill in that blank, because it is a little awkward in an anime setting if you just have to imagine. There's another. I could be wrong with this now that I thought about it, though I did comment that um, at the timing of Mio changing her name, or Miyoko changing her name to Mio, like she did it right in the car, like right as she was being saved, which made sense, right? She's super grateful to him for saving her from literally hell and about to die. So, but I believe in the visual novel she did it later, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure she does it like right after he gets snubbed by those paid actors, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fulfill his dream, prove everyone wrong, and I'm gonna change my name to Mio instead of Miyoko because of the cute naming sense." I could be wrong though. I'm actually kind of unsure, but I do think it was later down the line. But then we move into the Koizumi meeting. Takano looking, Hifumi looking huge. Takano looking good in her her favorite. I'm just gonna assume that's her favorite color because she wears that same shade of green when she's an adult. And young Koizumi. But unlucky. This scene's really good. Probably my favorite part of the episode. Maybe. I really like the phone call, to be honest. But it's always like just a brutal scene. Just, I don't know. It feels like it can be very relatable. Just, if you're very passionate about something, and when you're really proud to show it off, people are just dissing you like really hard. And he got like hyped up from Koizumi. Obviously, it's not. Can't really say it's Koizumi's fault. He was only trying to help, but yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was super relatable. Obviously, like I'm not showing super potentially science breaking theories, but also Takano's dripping here. Very nice. Tiny Takano hairpin, nice dress. You love to see it. But yeah. I mean, I love the scene in the visual novel. Obviously, it also had a hollow in it. I keep mentioning it, but it is what it is. Which makes me like any scene, I guess. Though I do appreciate them putting a sad song when Mio made the dive for the feet. It's always a powerful scene. And I mentioned I really love how they do that. Show that again in the fragments. Except she's grown. And they show it at the end of Matsuri Bayashi, so it's cool. Now here's probably the biggest change from the visual novel. Is they kind of cut the montage. They show Mio strengthening her resolve and eventually becoming successful after studying. In the visual novel, oh man, I I really suggest you look this part up after the whole thing. Like, you just did this hype remix of Dear You called Destructive Mix. You know, you can Google it. Or, yeah. It's like, it was so, like, just, you know, super sad scene into some weird hype song. I'm just like, what the heck's going on? And then it's just like a montage of her going through her life. Like, she's a high school student. She's just top of her class. She goes into university, top of her class, you know. Guys are like, oh, I'm really happy to get you. We don't get a lot of parasite researchers. And then it was like, it's so hard to explain, but it's like honestly like one of the hypest things ever. And obviously the anime didn't do that. But like it's just a treat to watch if you're interested. Yeah, I would recommend finding it. It's just so funny, dude. Just blazing through life, dead set on a goal, and literally just trying her hardest for like, I mean, until like she passes university, so like an extremely long time, you know. That's why they call it an iron mill, because she literally dedicated her life to it right from the day Hifumi got snubbed, right? So yeah, great stuff. I will say though, at least we got some Takano drip, her in her graduation kimono, looking good. Then her outfit on the phone call also looking good. Also, I kind of forgot to mention, they did show Koizumi getting orders, well, not orders, but being told that Hifumi's gonna be snubbed because the higher ups don't want the Hinamizawa syndrome to like get out to the public. Even though they didn't go into too much detail, it is because there's some complications with Hinamizawa syndrome affected people during World War II. So, but yeah, you know, I missed the hype montage, but it was kind of silly, but I think it was like in a really good way. But if they cut it, it's fine. I still really enjoyed my time. Then they're doing another post-credit scene. I don't know why they keep doing that. I mean, I don't care, but it's just weird. So this scene was framed differently. I do like it. I think it was funny. I mean, funny. I thought it was good. Loved Hanyu bouncing Tatana's coin. Then it bounced off her chest. But Hanyu looks fucking pissed. I mean, she was definitely standing her ground and assertive in the visual novel, but she looks kind of terrifying in the anime. I think the major difference between this scene is, though, in the visual novel, Takano didn't assume this was a god. She just thought it was like a shrine maiden. Though she kind of like got the feeling that it might be an otherworldly being or a god, but she didn't outright say that. Well, this was a lot more direct of a challenge. I don't think it matters too much, just an interesting point. I think that's it though. Good episode. It's been a strong start to Matsurubayashi. Now we have the fragment stuff. So they did show just a bunch of different scenes from the fragments. I'd say it'd take at least 2 episodes to go through all the fragments, maybe. Though they did show a wider range. I thought they might be like split into groups, like maybe Takano's fragments, because there's a lot. Like I think half or a third of the fragments are Takano fragments, and they could have like did it like that. But who knows? They're showing fragments from all over. I did pause at the one where Tomotachi's kind of flirting with Takano. You love to see it. I love those ones. There's so many good fragments. You know, I mentioned Takano begging on the floor to which is the same as what she did in this episode. All the Tomotachi and Takano ones where they're actually like cute together. Eerie bad story was really good. You finally learn what happens to Satoshi, so lots of cool stuff. I'm interested in how they do it. If they can make it feel a little less disjointed. Because I guess I should explain, in the visual novel, basically after this whole declaration of war between Hanyu and Takano, you basically have like this whole multiple page thing of different fragments, and you need to connect them in like a proper order. And like you watch one and then it unlocks another. So you basically have to like unlock them by watching them in a specific order, and it's all like super jumbled. It's kind of like a fun mini game. Um, so it's not, and going into this, I was like, it's kind of hard to adapt, right? I mean, I know there is a proper order, but it's like, it's not like it's just like little tidbits of things. So I wonder if they're gonna like properly show like, or do another meta thing like they did in Higurashi, showing this meta Rika connecting the fragments, or at least like not for everyone, but like just setting that up, or are they just gonna show the scenes without establishing that they're different fragments? Um, I'm just interested in the framing, to be honest. See how they do with that. But I think that's it for tonight. Good stuff, good stuff. And next time we'll see. I guess we'll see. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Good episode, and see you next week. Also, I guess I should self shout out. There's a wait, no. Yes, no, yes, no. Yeah, quiz video Saturday if you're interested. Even though I do shit at it. But yeah, that's all I got. See you next time. Oh, Sunday, not Saturday. My bad. Don't get baited. Sunday, not Saturday. But yeah, bye bye.